Three. And I take the spotlight. And F5. Okay, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinchy who lives just north of Whoville did not. The Grinchy hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on quite right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was two sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sword, Grinchy frowned at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville Bennett was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath, and they're hanging their stockings. He sneered with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled, with his cringy fingers nervously drumming. I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then all the noise, noise. That one thing he hated, the noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought would the Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
Start. Go ahead.
Then he got an idea out of her idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat, and it made a quickly Santa Claus hat and a coat. And it chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinch trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty socks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hit up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up, and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, white snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming, sweet dreams without care. When it came to the first little house in the square, this is stop number one, the old Grinch closed hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in the fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pitch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for the moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue. where the little whose stocking all hung in the row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycle roller skate drums, checkerboard, tricycle, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then he Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one off the chimney.
Nice and loud, right? Yep. Okay.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the whole feast. He took the whole folding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why the Grinch even took their last can of who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now clean the Grinch will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to show. When he heard a small sound like the coo of the dove, he turned around fast and he saw a small who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The gleam had been caught by this tiny who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought of a lie and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that wants light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I fix it up there, then I bring it back here." And he fooled the child, then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Sandy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stopped with the tree up. And the last thing he took was a log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. When there was, he left nothing but hook and some wire, and one speck of food, though he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses, leaving crumbles much too small for the other whose mouses.
You're good.
It was quarter past dawn, or the who's still abed, or the who's still snooze, when he packed up his slide. Pack it up with your present, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the chins, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of a mountain crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Poo-poo to the who's. He was Grinch easily harming. They are finding out now. They know Christmas is coming. They are just working out. I know just what they will do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or 2. Then the who's down in Whoville will cry boo-hoo. Their noise. Grin the Grinch. That I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why? This sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Fubio. The Grinch opened his eyes. Then in shock, what he saw was a shocking surprise. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing, without any present at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinchy feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packets, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours, till his puzzle was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day, and the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and brought back the toys, and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beef.
Good.
감사합니다.
Very nice, very nice.